for some tacos. Okay.
I don't miss that. Crazy. Honestly, I do not miss getting contacted for BS. I don't miss it. I don't miss, I used to get texts, I'd be like, here we go. So you just ain't gonna go home, come home. I don't have a man. At the time, I was like, what are you talking about? I don't have to tell you where I'm going. Like, where do you get that from? I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all.
And I'm growing tiresome of it because I've only been in this dating world now for like 6 years. I mean, I want to say 2 kind of serious relationships. But in between, like all the dating and stuff, like that revolving door just gets so tired, but then like, you think you're like, going down the same path, but like go back to what we said earlier, like you meet somebody, like the last person I dated, I'd known him for like 20-some years. And then, you find out 6 months into the relationship, everything's going good. Everything's this and this, that. And then, move in with each other. And then all of a sudden, he is a whole nother person. Like, where, his family, his friends, you know what I'm saying? You know a lot about him already. So he should pass your, the job. You know what I'm saying? But then you get the job and you're just like, this is not the job I clocked in for.
I think with that, sometimes people get with you because it's a conquer thing. If finally I conquered this person because I wanted this person so bad. Finally.
Right.
I got you. And then after that, I could turn into the person that I really am.
Right. And that's scary.
Yes, because I had that situation before also. It was, years and years and years of, you always been somebody that I wanted to be with. Okay. Then you get with them. And the first thing they do is they change up really, really quick. Really quick. So you always tell them, I'll be like, oh, so you took your customer service suit off. So, you was the customer service for a minute. And then all of a sudden you unzip and now you the monster because you took your customer service suit off. Okay, that's what we're doing. Right. So a lot of times you hear those men who they finally get what they wanted from you, and the first thing they want to do is turn into then they try to break you down. That's the killer. They try to break you down. They want your self-esteem to be in the toilet, and then when it's not in the toilet, it's a problem. It is a huge problem.
It goes back to what Sean said. What he said? He said, that's when you meet the men versus the boys.
Yes.
I love that comment. He's absolutely right with that comment. There's been some men I met and there's been some boys.
Yeah.
And the age is different. Like I've dated as young as 35. Okay. And the 35-year-old I was dating for a little bit. I mean, he had the maturity level of somebody that was 40 something or 50. And then turn around and date somebody that's in their 40s. And then they had a maturity level of a 20-year-old. Exactly. So I don't, a lot of people like, I used to be that person that frowned on age. Now, okay, it depends on the age gap, but I used to frown, but then you meet different people and it's like different people, different strokes, right?
Oh,
like,
yes.
How they've been raised, how they, like he said, when he was raised by his mom, and how he knows how to treat a woman and this and that, so, I feel like everybody's, doesn't matter what their age is, just, depends on, the respect level for women and how they see, dating them.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure,
Yes, absolutely. I believe that a lot of men really resent their moms and they don't like women because of that. And that's something that, and then you have those ones who, ruin their sons. You have those and they don't know how to have a actual relationship. They don't know
or the men that anyone be like their daddy. when their daddy never treated their mama any good.
Exactly.
You know, there's them too, you know,
Exactly.
so dating has just been a challenge so much. It's just been so crazy. You know,
Yes,
there's been some good though. I
don't miss it.
I will say though, I've had some good ones, some memorable ones, you know, some ones I could put in my laughing little laughing book, you know, that you know, and I've dated a couple that I'm still friends with, you know, that I still talk to here and there, you know.
Yeah, I've done the same thing. Like, you don't throw people away because
unless they're crazy.
Right there, unless they're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've had, you know, a psycho, you know, too.
But then you have your good ones, you know, you have your good ones you're still cool with. Yeah.
Right. You have your good ones, and then you have the ones that need, you know, an emotional support rabbit with, you know, some Xanax and, you know, two therapists, and you need to go galoshin, and you know, you need some fun in your life. You need you need the dog sled or something. You need something else because you're crazy. You are mentally challenged, and yeah, I've had that.
Wait, so let me ask you a question. When Sean was like, I was hiding in the bushes. This must be Faith. What you doing here? You walking your dog, pretty much? Would you consider that a little crazy?
That would be crazy.
That's a little bit crazier. I died. I died when he said that. Oh my gosh. I was like, wait, what'd you just say? We're out in the bushes.
Yeah, that's like, a little crazy.
He was like, I didn't want to call and tell her I was wrong. So I thought I'd just pop up and see how she felt about that. Like, what?
Right.
What? Okay, we need to reevaluate our friendship. You know, but I had one of those. I've had a guy. They're like, what about the ones that are dating you, but you're not dating them?
Oh my goodness,
girl! I had a job to do for F-150. Okay, or for the races that come to Vegas, and so this was like a couple years ago, and I had just had surgery, major surgery, and so my girlfriend Faith comes over and she helps me. She's helping me get this order together I need to get done. So I was seeing this guy. I'm gonna say his name, but I was seeing this guy, and he was nice, he was cool, you know. And I remember when we first started talking, he was like, "I'm gonna take you on 10 dates," and I was like, "Okay." He was like, "Yeah, 10 dates," and then after 10 dates, I was like, "What? You want your first kiss or something?" It was almost like, you know. And so we did go on one date, and you know, he did take me on an expensive dinner. I will say that he did drop $5 on that first dinner, you know. And then the second time, he, you know, paid for me and the kids and stuff. Like, he just popped up, paid for a bill, and bounced, which was, you know, really nice. So I say that only because I had my surgery, and then I didn't talk to nobody for like a few days, right? So all of a sudden, you know, Faith is over, we're doing my stuff, and I get this phone call. It's him. So I was like, oh, let me answer, because, you know, I haven't talked to him a couple of days after I've been out of the hospital. So I pick up the phone, and he's like, "You don't pick up the phone on the fourth or third ring. You pick up the phone when you see my motherfucking name come across the screen." And I was like, I had him on speaker, and I looked at Faith, and Faith looked at me. I'm like, he's joking, right? I'm like laughing. He was like, "Oh, it ain't funny. You ain't funny. You almost got broken up with." And I was like, I didn't even know we went together. It was like, literally, I was like, what? I didn't even know we went together. And I'm looking at Faith, and Faith's like, what? I'm like, and he was like, what? And then all of a sudden, he was like, cuz this, cuz that, cuz this. And
wow.
Like, you know the rules. You don't be cousin nobody, because that's like step outside type stuff. And I'm supposed to be supposedly the girl you dating that you almost broke up with, right?
Right.
Well, my girlfriend Faith, you know, takes the phone away from me. My girl Faith, she is one of them gangster girls that you just don't want to be with. You just don't want her. She way worse than me. She like me times 20. You know, but she from the streets, like she been in them streets. She know everybody. So she put him in his place. And then he hung up and blocked me on all social media platforms.
So he got really upset with you.
He was really upset with me. But I say that story because, not just because it's crazy and funny, but really thought we were dating. Did you think we were
Yeah,
dating?
oh, I've had that.
Yeah.
I've had that.
Because you bought me dinner? Like, that's weird.
Listen, I had one. He didn't even buy me dinner.
Oh.
Okay. We hadn't been out. We've had maybe 3 conversations, maybe 4 on the phone. We hadn't even seen each other we met and then we started talking on the phone, and then he went to New York on business. He was like, oh, I'm going to New York. I need to go to New York for some business. I was like, okay. So I hadn't talked to him in a couple of days. So he came back. And he's like, yeah, I'm like, oh, how was your trip? He was like, oh, business went great and all this. I was like, okay,
You're
great.
still both.
Yeah, he was like, business was great. I got a lot done and business went great. So I was like, okay. So he goes, well, what have you been doing? I was like, working, taking care of my child.
Right.
Well, you could have texted or you could have called or whatever while I was gone. Is this how we starting off a relationship? And I was like, relationship?
Right.
I just met you. Like, what are you talking? Again, what is my middle name?
That part right there.
You don't even know my middle name. So you automatically assume that we're in a relationship? I was like, come on, dude. Seriously?
So it's kind of creepy though.
It's weird. It's weird. Because you haven't even had a conversation with someone to say, hey, do you even like me enough to want to be around me or be with me?
There you go. Right.
And then I had a friend. I tell him from the day that we met, hey, I can only offer you my friendship. I said that. That's it.
Yes.
I can only offer you my friendship. That dude had my entire life planned out. He literally would put pictures of wedding chapels on my Facebook page. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Wedding chapels on my Facebook page. He had my entire life planned out. He was like, you can move to California. Your son could go to this school. This. I'm like, what? Where are you getting this from? Like, he literally had my entire life planned
That's
out.
crazy.
I was
That's so crazy.
No. Like, and we was never, we were just cool. We were just friends. I said,
right.
I can only offer you my friendship. That's it. I'm not attracted to you like that. I don't want to be with you like that. I can only offer you my friendship. And he had my entire life planned out. Okay. The next 20 years of my life was already planned.
Oh my gosh. Who does that? The women don't even do that. Well, some women might do that, but oh my gosh, women don't even do that today.
I was like, crazy. Wow.
Yeah, that's
and the only time that I think he got, because like we were I had went to California and we were at dinner, and I was like, we were just sitting down just talking and stuff, and he was like, you know, if I would have came at you correctly, you would be, the missus right now. And I'm like, oh, I'm cutting my steak, and I was like, what?
Check.
And then he goes, you would be the missus right now. I'm like, I said, I could have sworn we had this conversation not once, but 3 times over this last, I don't know, because it had been like 5 years. He never, nothing ever physically happened between us. Nothing. No kissing. No, nothing.
What?
Nothing.
You can't marry nobody and knowing that they kiss are not good. Like,
zero.
That's
nothing
crazy.
Ever happened between us. And he literally had my life planned out. I'm like, yeah, this, I knew that day when we were at dinner, I said, that's it.
The roles are reversed now. It's like guys, the guys want to marry fast. Like, I've been asked, and Sean is my receipt. You know, we were talking about bringing receipts. Okay, Sean can contest to this. I've literally been asked to be married in the last 6 years 3 times. Okay, and Sean be all hurt, right? Because the first one offered me a horse. Like, he was like, "I got you a horse." He had like a stable with a horse. Yeah, Sean was like, "I get a horse." I was like, "Why is it when I'm in a relationship you benefit from the stuff that they get?" You know what I'm saying?
Hey, like somebody got to benefit from something. I'm telling you. If you
right.
Because if we're at dinner and some dude come and pay for our dinner for you, I'm gonna be like, hey,
I'm with her.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know,
but
like,
he had a horse stable, and so what he called me and he basically was like, "Oh, this horse is yours. This horse is mine." I was like, "Okay," you know, and he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I want to come to Vegas," and he actually lives here in Georgia. He's like, "Yeah, I want to come to Vegas, and and if I ask you to marry me, what are you gonna say?" And I was like, "I can't get married for another 12 years." You know why I said that, right? Yeah. I can't get married for another 12 years. Okay, I'm on a contract. My contract ends in 12 years. Well, at that time it was 12 years, but my contract ends in 12 years. So there's the horse guy. Then there was, another guy. He's probably gonna watch this, but anyways, he wanted me to marry him too. I said no, but we kind of got into it. He had a temper problem, but he fixed his temper. And then 6 months after that, he marries somebody else that fast. And I'm like, golly, like, But then he calling me and FaceTiming me on his honeymoon.
At his wedding, yeah. But we had one of those.
Listen, you don't even need to be married right now.
Exactly. I had one of those too. He called me on his wedding day.
Is that crazy?
That is crazy because I promise you, if I ever found out that my man called another woman,
girl,
while we are getting married, I am going to be on the first 48.
I have a friend that watches that all the time. He tells me all the time I'm beyond 48.
Yeah, I'm just saying. There is no way that I would be okay with you calling another woman.
That part.
While we're getting married.
I was like, what are you doing?
I am not one of those women who try to control a man. Mm-hmm. You know, you're more than welcome to have friends. I don't care about that. That has never ever bothered me. Whatever history y'all had in the background, I don't listen. Mm-hmm. That's never bothered me. What bothers me is disrespect. And to me, if you call another woman, mm-hmm. when your wife to be is in another room getting ready to walk down the aisle to tell you that she is going to be there in the good, the bad, whatever. Mm-hmm. And you calling another woman, oh yes. You are going to be a victim.
Right.
And I will be in the women's correctional facility.
Girl, he called me from they were on their honeymoon and he called me and FaceTimed me and he was on the bed. I don't know where she was at. And he was like, look at the view from the bed from our honeymoon. I'm like, what are you doing? And where is she at? Like, how is she not with you right now? I'm so confused. Like,
how disrespectful are you?
Listen, you do not need to be married right now. You know what I'm saying?
No, because if it was the other way around, your skin would have fell off. Like if she literally tried to call another man, while you getting ready, mm-hmm. and from the honeymoon, and she called another man, your skin would have fell off.
Girl, that part.
Because men cannot take the same thing that they dish out. They cannot.
It's like when they're sick, they're babies.
Oh man, if you don't want to be throwing yourself in the streets.
Girl, listen, I just found out the hard way. Well, I don't want to say the hard way. Getting to know somebody and then mm-hmm. when they don't get their way though, and then they act like a baby.
Yes,
it's your fault. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so it's like, okay, like I'm an adult. Can you just tell me? Like, I feel like childish games like blocking or ghosting, or I don't. Let me shorten the word ghosting, because I have ghosted in the past. I have, but I'm pretty good about telling people I don't want to talk to them no more.
Me too.
Or
Me too.
I'm like, oh, this is not going to work.
Right. I
And
just
give
tell
an
you, listen.
explanation. I like an explanation. That reminds
I don't
me.
even give that though. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just not for me. Like,
Right.
if that person is for you.
That's
you
true.
know that. You know what I'm saying? You'll know. Like, you'll be like, okay. Like, I'm the type of person where I have to be able to be around you. If I can withstand to be around you more than a couple of hours, then it's something there. Because normally I'm like, after 20 minutes, 30 minutes, a hot movie, maybe some dinner, I'm like, oh, we good. We are so good.
Right.
And I always, when I was dating, I always, drive my own car. So
oh, yeah, you have to.
I would be like, all right.
You have to do that, because if I show up and it ain't going right, me and Sean have this code word called pimp in distress. Pimp in distress. If I text pimp in distress, I need somebody to come save me. That's the code word. Okay. Right there. Pimp in distress. All right. Just so you know, if I ever text you that, girl,
like,
save me.
Right. I'm on my way.
And if we 4 hours or 5 hours away, just call me and be like, there's an emergency.
Be like, oh, there's an emergency. Exactly. That's how you do it, though. That's exactly how you do it.
Yeah. When I think about it, man, I had a lot of them, When we were talking about dating, my favorite part was when you said, when we were talking about the guy that snatched the soul out of you. Girl, that was my favorite comment. I died. When I went back to watch the show, I died because I heard that comment, but it was more funnier the second time I heard it.
Oh,
like, he snatched the soul.
And I
dying laughing, girl.
When he grabbed me, because he grabbed me by my shirt. When he grabbed me and he snatched me, I said, I was like, oh my God. Like, what? Yeah. What just happened? And like I said, he was one big muscle. Like, he had no body fat.
Right.
So I'm like, do you understand what you just did?
Oh my God. That's so
geez.
After he just acted like Smokey from Friday.
Right. He was sitting there. I was like, okay.
Twitching.
I'm looking for emergency exits. I'm like, where are the just in case? Where's the emergency exits? Because I'm like, are you on medication? That's the first thing he was like, funny that you say that. No, it's not.
We over there.
He like, funny that you say that. No. I was like, okay. He goes, well, I am on medication, because I'm bipolar, but I don't take it because those are drugs. And I don't do drugs.
That is funny.
Okay.
I'm like, I was dying. I was like, oh my God, that comment was funnier the second time. I was just like, oh my God. With the way you said it, I was cracking up. I was like, oh Lord.
He snatched my soul. I was like, oh my God. I'm thinking, like, did he rip my shirt off? Like, because the way he grabbed my shirt just like by the collar, because I had like a collar shirt on, button-up shirt, collar, and it was open a little bit. He grabbed that and just snatched me. I was like, what? Oh.
That's so funny. That's so the other thing about he didn't say it on the show, but I wish he would have. Because I love his definition when he says, when it comes to dating or when you're meeting somebody, he always says God is fair. And I'd be like, I hate that he told me that, because now whenever I look at men and see, my family and my friends would tell you I'm shallow as fuck. I'm very shallow. I hate that I admit that. I am a very shallow person, just so y'all know that. Okay. But I can admit it. But when he says that, now I look at men differently because, I unfortunately do sometimes have this checkbox, and I'm just like, okay. So they could be like, have everything checked off. And then when it gets down to the package, you'd be like, oh, he caught the short bus. Like, where was he? Where was he?
Not the short bus.
Where was he when God made you? Oh, this is what Sean meant. When God is